What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I want to show you a new reverb plugin from Reverb Foundry called Tai Chi and Tai Chi Lite. So a few years ago, Reverb Foundry released HD Cart, which quickly became one of my favorite reverb plugins. So I was very excited to see a new one come from them. And this one, they say, is a next generation ensemble character reverb plugin. And I certainly agree with them that this has a lot of character. So here are the two versions. You can get either the full version, which is Tai Chi, which is on the left, or the light version on the right. And the differences are on the full version, we have a dynamic section, which is really nice. We'll take a look at this soon. Fidelity, and you also have multi-band reverb time multipliers, which is really cool. And this actually supports mono, stereo, left, center, right, quad, 5.1, 7.1, and 7.1.2. As far as Tai Chi Lite, you're just going to get mono and stereo. All right, so let's start with Tai Chi Lite. I've got a vocal from Simone Curry here, and this is just the straight default setting. This is what it opens to Golden Room as soon as you load the plugin. We're going to take a listen to that, and then let's go over some controls and twist some knobs here.
All you have to do is stay a minute, take your time. The clock is ticking. Hey, all you gotta do is wait a second.
All right. You heard me say that this was full of character, and you hear it there. Let's go over some of these controls. We have a lot of familiar controls. I'm going to really go over the stuff that you don't typically see in a reverb plugin. We all know reverb time, delay, we have width. Under the reflections, you can change your room type here. We have, let's go back to room, hall, church, garage, and stadium. And then you have spacing, which is more spacing is going to give you a bigger sound. And this is all under the reflections. Pattern is going to be different patterns for the reflections. A lot of things you've got to tweak your sound here. And then you have a roll off here for the top end. Looking at the decay tone, we have reverb time multipliers, which is typical for a reverb plugin. Under advanced, so this is something interesting. You've got thickened chorus, which is going to give you more. It's going to accentuate your chorus effect here, and then you can also manipulate it more with the enrich, drift, and detune. Also apply different effects to the chorus. So let's turn the chorus all the way up, and let's take a listen to that.
All you have to do is stay a minute.
Let's turn up the modulation rate.
All you have to do is stay a minute.
And the wander.
All you have to do is stay a minute.
All right, so that's been on drift. Let's go to enrich.
All you have to do is stay a minute.
And detune.
All you have to do is stay a minute.
All right, and Equalizer. This is typical settings, except something a little different here. We have a low shelf and a high shelf, as well as low cut and high cut. Usually reverbs just give you low and high, but we actually got a high shelf and low shelf here. And going back to the master, you see that these locks under each parameter. This is a really cool feature. This locks the parameter. If you want to flip through presets, we can, let's say, set the reverb time to 3 seconds. Let's say the pre-delay at 50. And let's say we know we want to keep those two the same. We can lock these. And then as we go through presets, you'll see that those parameters that are locked remain the same. So that's really nice. All right, let's flip over to Tai Chi, the full version here, and take a look at it. All right, so the full version Tai Chi here, we're going to jump right into the dynamic section. And under the dynamic section, it's off right now. We can have it affect just the reverb or the wet signal, and we have a choice to compress everything or duck. I really love the duck feature. I love ducking delays, and I duck my reverb sometimes, but ducking the reverb is going to allow the dry signal to come through, and then once the dry signal stops, you're going to hear that reverb tail. So let's take a look at that. Let's add a little bit of reverb time here, and let's turn up the chorus, turn up the modulation rate. Let's thicken the chorus. All right, so I'm going to pull back this threshold, and we're going to see some gain reduction here. And then as the gain reduction you're going to be seeing on the ducking is it pushing down the reverb, and then when there's no vocal going, you're going to hear that reverb swell.
All you have to do is stay a minute. Take your time, the clock is ticking. Hey, all you gotta do is wait a second.
So you can hear that reverb tail after the vocal stops. Really cool effect. We're ducking and then compressing. I'm going to change this attack and release time a little bit here. Let's give it a little faster attack and release. And this now compresses everything when you're switched to compress.
All you have to do is stay a minute. Take your time, the clock is ticking. Hey, all you gotta do is wait a second.
So that's helpful when you got a lot of reverb and you want to just compress it. You're able to do that here in Tai Chi. Other features we got here is ratio. We've got a knee control as well. So full compression controls here in the dynamic section. Let's flip over to, turn that off for a second, go over to fidelity. And here we have a bit crusher, which I have never seen in a reverb plugin before. Right now it's set to full range, and I'm going to play this and we'll pull these down, reducing the range, and see what we get.
All you have to do is stay a minute. Take your time, the clock is ticking. Hey, all you gotta do is wait a second. Your hands on mine, the clock is ticking. Hey, all you gotta do is.
All right, really grainy, of course, reducing the bit depth there, but really cool effect to have in a reverb plugin. Watching the promotion video for this, they're really showing this for sound designers, and I can really see sound designers having a lot of fun with this, as well as mix engineers, of course, because I'm going to be using this a lot. Last thing I'm going to show here is the multi-band reverb time multiplier. So what this does, we have four bands or three bands, and we'll go for three bands right now. But what this does, we can multiply the reverb time for a specific band. So for example, let's pull back the mid. Let's bring up the high. That should be really apparent. And we're going to move it up some. Let's move it up to about 5K. All right, so what we're doing here is the 5K to 20K is going to be multiplied more than these lower two bands, and this is what that sounds like.
All you have to do is stay a minute. Take your time, the clock is ticking. Hey.
So you can really hear those high frequencies ring out in the reverb. Let's bring this one down and let's bring up the low now and hear what that sounds like.
All you have to do is stay a minute. Take your time, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, it's kind of a little creepy effect there. We're getting just the low end multiplying there. So a very, very creative reverb plugin here by Reverb Foundry. So final thoughts on this. I really like this. I really love HD card. Really love Tai Chi. I mean, this has actually stopped me from buying another reverb plugin that I plan to get during the holidays when I saw this came out. So looking at the price here, so Tai Chi is $199 and the light version is $99. And you can pick that up at reverbfoundry.com. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check this out. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. If you're interested in having me mix your song and my mastering engineer D. Lyles master it, check my link tree in this video description. From there, you can email me, you can visit my website, and check out mixes that I've done.